What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to more Dead by Daylight. In today's video, we are going to be checking out the brand new 8.2.0 PTB developer update. But before we get right into it and check out all the new changes coming to the game, let's go and check out what Dead by Daylight has to say on social media. They said the 8.2.0 PTB is on the way, along with killer changes, perk updates, scratch marks improvements, longer hook phases, and hidden prestige levels. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. So here we go, guys. The developer update, August 2024. They had this to say right here. The 8.2.0 update is on the way, and this post will reveal the various gameplay changes heading to the public test build next week. First up, it's going to be the Dredge minor update. Change, increase movement speed while charging Reign of Darkness to 3.8. It was 3.68. Change, increase teleport speed outside of Nightfall to 19. It was 12. Another change, reduce teleport cooldown outside of Nightfall to 10 seconds. It was 12 seconds. And change, decrease time to break out of a locker to 2.25. It was 3 seconds. Increased charge rate of the Nightfall meter to 1 charge per second per injured survivor. It was 0.75. Another change, reduced volume of the Dredge's sound effects to make it harder to detect. And the final change here, it is adjusted several add-ons. They did put a dev note down here saying, we've increased the Dredge's movement speed both while charging its power and while teleporting outside of Nightfall to give it a slight boost in both strength and feel. The Dredge could have difficulty taking advantage of the reduced visibility in Nightfall due to their loud sound effects when approaching. So we have reduced their volume. We've also incorporated part of the effects of some must-have add-ons into the base kit, then toned them down accordingly. So if you are a Dredge main, I'd be pretty happy about this. There's a lot of changes when it comes to this killer. A lot of minor changes, but still, I think this will definitely benefit the killer a lot more in the trials. But let's go ahead and keep moving. Now we have the Doctor minor update. New, reduce static blast cooldown to 30 seconds if no survivors are in range. Change, reduce static blast cooldown to 45 seconds if a survivor is in range. Change, increase movement speed while charging static blast to 2.99. It was 1.16. And last change right here, adjusted static blast cooldown add-ons accordingly. They also have a dev note right here. It says the Doctor static blast can be a helpful tool for players who struggle to find survivors, but the long cooldown makes it punishing to miss. We reduced the static blast cooldown slightly if a survivor is affected and reduced it much further if nobody is in range. We've also increased his movement speed while charging a static blast to make it feel better to use. So reading this, if you're a Doctor main, I'd be pretty happy about this just because you get to use your power a lot more, especially when it comes to this reduced cooldown. And you also get a little speed boost when it comes to using your power, so that's pretty cool. Now the next killer right here is actually, for me, benefits me a lot because I use this killer so much. I love playing Nemesis. It does say minor update. First change, requirement for reaching mutation rate 2 has been reduced to 5 contamination points. It was 6. I am so happy about this, guys. I am so happy about this because early game Nemesis suffers so much. Going for that level 1 to level 2, even going from level 2 to level 3, it just takes a while. And it definitely hurts a lot. But anyway, let's go and check out the second change. Let's keep going. Increased hindered penalty duration when infecting a survivor to 2 seconds. It was 0.25 seconds. Oh my god, this is it. This is the buff that Nemesis needed. Okay, I'm gonna be playing him so much more. You guys are definitely gonna be seeing a lot more Nemesis games, that's for sure. Last change, adjusted liquor tongue and Marvin's blood add-ons. Okay, we're gonna have to mess with that. But anyway, there's also a dev note. It says, to helping get up and running, we have reduced the requirement for the Nemesis to reach mutation rate 2. This effectively means the Nemesis can reach mutation rate 2 in his first 3 tentacle strikes on a single survivor. The hinder effect caused by affecting a survivor was previously very short, making its effect inconsequential. We have extended the hinder effect to last throughout the speed boost the survivor gains from being hit with the tentacle, reducing the amount of distance they gain. You guys have no idea how happy I am when it comes to this change to Nemesis. Actually, when it comes to all these killers, because they definitely do struggle a little bit. Behavior saw that, made minor changes, and they all seem pretty positive. So that's a really good thing. Anyway, looks like next up we have perks. Let's go and check out these minor updates when it comes to these perks coming up in the new update. Blast Mine, first up, reduce activation requirement to 40% generator repairs. It was 50%. Oh my god, dude. I use this perk so much, you guys have no idea. In combination with other perks. Now this is just gonna make me want to use this perk that much more. Anyway, the dev note says, does this make it practical? No, but let's be honest, that's not why you're using Blast Mine. Oh no, we've slightly reduced the repair requirement to make it a little easier to activate, but not so easy that it becomes annoying to face. This would also make it easier to activate Blast Mine when repairing a generator with other survivors, dude. Let's be honest, we all use this perk just to be a little toxic, let's be honest, but this is pretty funny. Let's go ahead and go down here. Next up, Wiretap. I used to use this perk a lot, not that much anymore. Let's see if maybe I'll come back to my build. Let's see. A minor update. Change reduced activation requirement to 40%. Okay, so same thing with Blast Mine. Okay. It was 50%, same stuff. Dev note does say Wiretap can be very useful, though since the killer must be nearby, it is always at risk of being destroyed. To get it back up and running sooner, we reduce the repair requirements slightly. That is so awesome, man. I'm definitely going to be rocking this perk a lot more, that's for sure. Chemical Trap as well. Oh my god. Oh my god, dude. Oh my goodness. Okay. Chemical Trap. First change, reduce activation requirement to 20%. Generator repairs, it was 50%. Ah, okay. All right, next change is reduce trap duration to 40, 50, 60 seconds. It was 100, 110, 120 seconds. Guys, this is just crazy. The dev note does say Chemical Trap's previous requirement was a little steep for the effect granted. We have significantly reduced the repair requirement to allow it to come into play more often. At the same time, we've reduced the trap's lifespan, so the killer has more choice in whether or not to break certain pallets until the trap has expired. Look, all I'm saying is that I'm going to be using these perks a lot more. I already use them a lot, like quite a bit. But now with these updates, I feel like they're never going to come off my build, okay? Blast Mines, Chemical Trap, like in combination with like Flashbang, it's just... the stuns, the blinds, the slows, it's gonna be crazy. Let's go ahead and move on to Mirrored Illusion. Minor update as well. First change, reduced activation requirement to 20%. Generator repairs, it was 50%. Second change, reduced duration to 40, 50, 60 seconds. It was 100, 110, and 120 seconds. The dev note does say, while fun to use, Mirrored Illusion tends to not be a game changer. We have significantly reduced the activation requirement to really make the killer question what is real. Now, I'll be honest, I don't really use this perk that much at all, but this seems like a very good change. If you guys think so, let me know down in the comments, but let's go ahead and move on. Dance With Me. Oh my god, this is such an old perk. Okay, let's go and check it out. It says change, reduce cooldown to 30, 25, 20 seconds. It was 60, 50, 40 seconds. That is crazy. That is a very good change. But will a lot more players actually use this perk? Probably not. Well, let's go and check out the dev note. It says, Dance With Me's long cooldown meant it realistically would not activate more than once per chase for many players. We have reduced this significantly to create more opportunities to shake the killer, if only momentarily. So like I said before, really good change when it comes to this perk, but it's not really going to be a game changer. It's not really going to shake the meta up that much. But anyway, let's go ahead and keep going. Deception. Okay, this might be interesting. Change. Reduce cooldown to 30, 25, 20 seconds. It was 60, 50, 40 seconds. The dev note does say, similarly, Deception's cooldown was quite long. We have reduced this perk's cooldown so it comes into play more often. Okay, so from what it looks like, everything here, everything about this update is just all about cooldowns or reduce cooldowns. That's pretty much it. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. They're definitely paying attention to some of the perks that are not being used at all. So, you know, it's kind of on the positive side of things. Let's go ahead and keep going. Next up is Diversion. Minor update. Let me guess. Another reduced cooldown. Change reduced activation requirement to 30, 25, 20 seconds. It was 40, 35, 30. Okay, so people get to throw rocks a lot more. Cool, cool. Dev note, diversion requires being within the killer steer radius without being chased. This is much stricter than a typical cooldown, so we have cut the requirement down significantly. Well, let's go ahead and keep it going. It says flashbang. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see a reduced cooldown on this perk. On one of the perks I rock all the time. Let me see it. Let me see it behavior. It says minor update. Change reduced activation requirement to 50, 45, 40% generated repairs. It was 70, 60, and 50%. Dev note, flashbangs can come in handy though the perk takes a while to activate. We have reduced the requirement slightly to give them a minor boost. I love it, dude. I love it. You gotta love playing killer, going up against somebody that has the flashbang head-on combo. Just casually just walking by logger, getting stunned, and then just getting blinded by this perk. And you're gonna see a lot more often when it comes to this update. Once this goes live, it's gonna be so funny. But anyway, next up is gonna be prestige. Minor update. Removed prestige levels are no longer shown in the pre-game lobby. What? Okay, that's interesting. Dev note, seeing a high prestige level cause some players to feel intimidated and leave the lobby. This has a negative effect on matchmaking and discourages players from playing their favorite survivors. Prestige levels will no longer be shown in the pre-game lobby. They will remain visible after the match has ended, so you can show off your accomplishments. That is very interesting. It's kind of like what they did with the rank system. We used to see the ranks whenever you go into the lobby, and then they took those out, and then they brought in the prestige levels, and now they're taking those out. So that's pretty crazy. And moving on to hook stages right here, minor update. There's a change. Increased duration of hook phases to 70 seconds. It was 60 seconds. Oh, okay. All right. Dev note, some time ago, a total repair time of generators was increased. For the most part, this was a positive change, though it had the side effect of making camping more effective. Focusing on repairs was the best way the other survivors could counter camping. But with repairs taking longer, the survivors aren't able to get as much done before the hook survivors sacrificed. To combat this, we are increasing the duration of each hook phase to 70 seconds. This will allot more time for survivors to repair if the killer chooses to camp the hook survivor. That is I don't know about minor update. That's a whole 10 seconds. You know what you could do in a whole 10 seconds? That's crazy. But then again, it's like, you know, it makes sense. It really does. So I'm not mad about this. Some people, especially killer mains, might be a little ticked off about this, but it makes sense in general, right? It really does. So let's go ahead and move on to the final sections of this update. First up is scratch marks, minor update. There's a change, improved scratch mark visibility. Thank God. Thank goodness, dude. You have no idea how many times I lose survivors. Like, not just because I swear I'm not blind. It's just that scratch marks, I actually think sometimes do not work, or not visible enough to actually continue and dedicate the chase to that survivor. I swear they don't work sometimes. But anyway, it says, dev note, scratch marks are an important tracking tool, but could be hard to see on some surfaces. We've reviewed each map to ensure that they are adequately visible. So, of course, right here you can see before and after. This is great. I think this is a great change. I think it's awesome. So let's gonna keep going. Midwich Elementary School. This is the final change, final update, sorry, when it comes to this PTB developer update. It says, removed breakable walls in the bathrooms. Okay, we're definitely gonna have to see in game, see how that works. Dev note, navigating the map could be difficult for those who don't have it memorized. To make it easier to get between floors, we removed the breakable walls which previously blocked a path between floors in the bathrooms to improve vertical mobility. There is change. First change, altered layout of hallways to reduce long-range visibility. Okay. Second change, added objects near exit gates to reduce visibility. All right. And dev note, of course, it says the hallways used to have long sight lines, making it easy to spot approaching killers and difficult for survivors to hide. We have moved some objects around to limit visibility in the hallways. We have also added objects obstructing the view of exit gates to make it harder to stand in the center of the map and monitor both at once. I think this last part right here is a very good change. Like, I'll be the first one to admit, I've done this before a lot. Like, if you just stand in the middle, you can see both exit gates and you can see if they're actually working on the switch, right, on the gates. So it's a very good change, especially when it comes to playing survivor side. Like, there's no way around it. There's no way you can actually try and get out without the killer noticing you. That's pretty much it. It does say until next time, the Dead by Daylight team. That is it for the developer update August 2024. Guys, let me know what you think. Let me know your thoughts about all these changes down in the comments. Most of them seem pretty positive in my opinion. I'm not mad about anything. I think these are pretty good changes. Most of them are just reduced cooldowns when it comes to the perks and when it comes to some of the killer's powers. I think it's a good thing, but let me know what you guys think down in the comments. But that's gonna do it for me. Thanks so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Definitely does help a lot. Follow me on Twitch if you want to see any DBD action live. I'll see you guys next video maker, right?